Hello everybody, this is your friendly neighborhood Uhfgood, and today we are continuing with the John Lemon's Haunted Jaunt 3D Beginner course tutorial, player character part 2. You can see that on the screen. This is just in preparation, basically when I, basically when I upload descriptions and titles and stuff, I put it in this text file first and then copy it over. Anyways, let's get that out of the way. We're on update, Enchanted Lands update number 261, and John Lennon part 19, which is basically the 19th part of my. Actually, what I should do is I should start making playlists for each of those things that I tutorials and things I do that are in series. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I forgot to start my stupid timer again, as always. I will work that for about 9 minutes, and then we'll see where we're at. Anyways, the last thing that we did. Actually, I meant to, and I just forgot to do it. I should have started Unity ahead of time. Let's see. Unity. Okay. So, this usually takes like a minute or two. But, so, I'm looking to, in the future, providing seven videos each day, and still not working on Sundays. Pretty much doing what I'm doing now, but because I can do at least 2 or 3 or more days worth of videos, there's no reason why I can't have videos 7 days a week, even though I'm actually taking a break. In fact, I am thinking about going back to taking a full weekend break, full 2-day break, but you'd still have videos, and then on those break days, of course, I'd still be streaming some gameplay, some let's play stuff, and so it just means more video content, but I can still have my time off and stuff. To install Hub 2. I don't want to. Remind later, I guess. In fact, there's a new version of Unity out too, but since I'm going through this daily, I don't want to screw around and update. In fact, I think I know what the problem was the last time when I updated. I deleted the old one, and then I updated, and I had to restart the tutorial from scratch, but since I was at the beginning, it didn't matter that much. Here, let's actually do this. Let's actually Control plus. There we go. But I think I know what I did wrong, so now I'll attempt this after I finish the whole John Limited course. But what I needed to do is, after I updated, I needed to open the tutorial up in the new version of Unity, and then it would probably have asked me if I wanted to convert or something. Presumably asked me if I wanted to convert, and then when I did that and saved it, then if I had deleted the old version of Unity, then if I removed it or uninstalled it, then there wouldn't be a problem. So there was a problem because I hadn't opened it yet, because the old one, maybe it needed the old one to be able to convert it or something. I don't know. I just know that people kept telling me that it should have just been able to convert it. official. Okay. So the part we were at, it's a good thing that these, let's see here. Wait, let's go back up. It's a good thing that, that this continues where I left off. So I was right about here, and then I could just hit continue, and so now we're back here. Set the reference to the animator component. Now before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to scripts and player movement, which is, I believe, is what we were looking at. So I'm going to turn that on. As you can see here, you've created a variable to store a reference to the animator component, but so far you haven't set this variable to anything, and it's empty. M-animator, okay. The animator component, M-animator's up here. M-animator, I must have did this, actually did this part the last time. I was probably in the middle of the part. Let's see. When variable is empty, and this way in C# it is said to have values null whenever there could be a reference to something and there isn't one, the reference is null. You don't want a null reference here, and so now you need to set the reference properly, else you need to be able to access the animator component in any method, so it's important to set the reference as soon as possible. One of the earliest methods to be called on mono behavior is the start method. You explored this earlier, so it makes perfect sense to set up the reference there, add the following to the start method, which I did right here. M-animator equals get component animator. The method should now look like this, and it does, with the exception of, because here, if I, whoop, why is it not doing, there we, okay, whatever, whoop, see that? So with the exception of the indentations being down here, because that's the way that they did it in the thing. In fact, it's really interesting to me, because most of the time, well, a lot of the time they'll indent the things like this in like documents and stuff. But most people that I know of actually do this. Some do the gun, what I call the gun formatting, where the curly bracket is right after this parentheses right in here. So the opening curly bracket would be in there. But I mostly like, what's that? Show you potential fixes. I don't know why it did that. Quick actions. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I just wasted some time, and I didn't mean to. The method should now look like this, which it does. The lines of code uses some familiar and some new syntax. The variable you're assigning is on the left. The name of the method's on the right. It doesn't have anything written before it. There are angle-shaped brackets around the animator before the parentheses that you counted before the line ends with semicolon. What does this reference mean? Okay. First, why isn't there a class before get component? Get component. Okay. We added that previously you were accessing methods on other objects. For example, the normalize method is on the movement vector. However, get component is something that you already have access to. It is part of mono behavior, and so because your class is mono behavior, you have access to it too. And actually, what it means is, you could type in, I think you can type in, MonoBehavior.getComponent, I think is how that works. But because it's already in there, you don't need to actually type that extra stuff in there. What are we doing on time? Got another minute? Okay, so next, the angle brackets. These have been added because the get component method is generic. A generic method is one that has two different types of different sets of parameters: normal parameters and type parameters. Parameters listed between the angle brackets are type parameters. In this scenario, get component needs to know what type of component you're looking for. You're looking for the animator component, so the type animator, the type parameters animator, the line of code is saying get a reference to the component of type animator and assign it to the variable called mAnimator. Okay, set the isWalkingAnimator parameter. Now that you have a reference to the animator component, you can use it to set the isWalkingAnimator parameter that you created in the previous tutorial. Add the following new line of code below the creation of isWalking variable in the update method. So where is isWalking? So let's add that. mAnimator dot set bool is walking, comma, is walking, semicolon. And I usually would always put a space after parentheses and before the whatever's in between there, and then after the last one and before the closing parentheses. But apparently the completion here, auto completion, is taking out the spaces, so I guess that's the way it's got to be. I just prefer spaces in between there. I prefer as much white space as possible so I can read what I'm doing. But when this is doing it automatically, I can't really do that. I might be able to change it in. I might be able to change it in the Visual Studio preferences, but I'd have to know how to do that. So, anyways, we will pick up where we left off in the next video. So, thanks for watching.